So we just saw mid-range from Tom there. Mid-range, of course, being like halfway between aggro and defense, AK standard. And Sarah also quite the mid-range player. So I wonder if it's possible to see mid-range versus mid-range because you don't see that very often.
Yeah, I mean, there's a decent chance that that does happen. Although Agri, I think, is pretty happy to defend at times as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like the default for Grip Nakoma, and honestly, like a lot of the best 201 players that we've seen in MAG1 do prefer the defense. I'm not sure like what prompts them to. Like I think the pack that a Grip Nakoma took was really, really good. Like I think it was what hounds and balls with supply spec. I mean, that's like a premium aggro pack. So maybe it's just a matter
Last
of the
game?
packs. Uh, the Wraith game, sorry.
Oh, the Wraith game, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that was the reason why he did that. We'll have to see.
Man, it's crazy how Sarah has managed to fill out their entire deployment heat map like that.
I know, right? That must be a huge sample size.
Like, that must be the most filled heat map we've seen.
Yeah, good thing we have the colors. Otherwise, it would just be like filled with yellow.
Still really liking those Phantoms. I haven't really seen Sarah play a lot of Phantoms, though, as of late.
No, they were like flanking with them a lot in season 2, not super successfully. And then in the open season, I think we saw like it was still pretty crazy stuff, but not much Phantom Rays, a little bit more like Wasps.
Well, we're about to see. Are we going to
Indeed.
get more air domination from Sarah?
Well, Sarah's got a lot of packs that I think they're comfortable with here. Like we've got two different ball packs, we've got some hounds, certainly some good mid-range to aggro packs. A Grip Nakoma, I don't know, like you could Badger defense, you could Marksman defense. I think there's defensive capabilities here.
No Sledgehammer packs, though. I think those are the ones that you'd be looking for, ideally, if you want to defend.
Yeah, I think so too.
Ooh, we're
Yeah,
getting some
will
Sabers.
yeah, will they be defensive or not? Because you see these balls, right? Do you want a headbutt with arc lights, which are not premium? It looks like a centered defense.
Yeah, I think creating some distance, at least, between the Steel Balls and the Sabers makes sense. It's a really bad matchup, typically, for Sabers, so...
Yeah, I think so too. And we're putting the small amp cores on the hounds. So that's just to get the one shot on the crawlers. It's pretty interesting because like you do get more HP if you put them on the balls, for example, but kind of wasting the attack stat, not getting that break point.
Yeah, I've really liked putting it on Hounds whenever I'm amp spec, because after the recent nerfs, you can't one-shot crawlers at level 1, but with the small amp core, you can.
For sure. And like it just helps them get levels and like really lets you lean into the hounds if you do want to go that angle.
Ooh, are we getting a symmetrical push?
It could be. I really like center defense against symmetrical pushes because everything just funnels into the middle. And I think the armies are a little too isolated. It looks like we're just moving sides though.
Okay. I much prefer this for Sarah, because I think pushing symmetrically like tends to just kind of play into the defender's hand, because they will have to often play symmetrically on round 1. So if you then play symmetrically into them as well, there goes a lot of your power in the early game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I almost never symmetrical these days. I do like center aggro or just aggro on one side.
You'll also see that like often the Sabers will get rid of like, well, a pack of steel balls, which they already did. So if you double them up, then at least the remaining steel balls can try to get rid of the Sabers.
Yeah, exactly. So the tower falls here. The balls, though, they don't mind through the debuff. And, I mean, we're going to
Oh,
run out of them.
that one's gonna die as well. This Saber might just be able to tank.
Yeah, Sarah just not getting good tower timings at all. And I think Tom will take the round here.
Oh, Saber just about surviving.
Oh, unit
Round 2.
reinforcements. Phoenixes once again.
Could be a Farseer pickup here as well. I think if you're
Yeah.
angry, it's worth considering, because it's very good into steel balls.
Yeah, you do have a Badger coming on round 3 from your specialist, which can be okay against balls. And like Phoenix, you have to pay the unlock for. So I'm not. Yeah, they like the
Yeah, but
Phoenix.
Farseer you can't get.
Yeah, exactly. It's true though. It's really true.
We'll go for the Phoenix after all, though.
Yeah, Crawler's gonna screen there. It doesn't want the Phoenix insta locks. Definitely a good choice. We're going up to 2 birds here for Sarah. Fortifying the left tower. It did fall to the Crawler last time, so looking to shore up all the weaknesses here. All the hounds have the small amp cores, so those crawlers are pretty dead. The balls maybe going to struggle to get lock-ons, considering now there's phoenixes as well. A missile coming out. That missile looks pretty good. He's trying to splash the balls and the hounds. 2-for-1 deal.
I think he'll be able to. That looks well positioned. Might even be able to kill some of the crawlers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I quite like the position. And I think it's worth it. Like, I think you really want to stop the hound levels, you want to stop the ball levels, and you're also trying to like keep stable before you get your fire badger.
Really good move here from Agri. I think he understands that Sarah will be a little bit pressed with their deployments, so won't have the luxury of putting something in front, and yeah, there you go.
Dude, that was so powerful. Does he win the round though? I'm actually not sure he does. His hounds are
No, he
like,
will.
no, he doesn't. Oh yeah, no, he will. For a second, I was like, wait, these locks, but yeah, no.
Saber's gonna do a decent job of tanking, and the Phoenixes will clean everything up.
And now he gets his fire badger. Pretty nice position. Small amp core is not really doing a ton, right? Like, of course, yeah, the crawlers get cleared super fast, but you just make a second wave of crawlers, you kill the hounds, and then, you know, that problem's gone.
Additional deployment slot here, quick pickup for Sarah. That might help. Allows him to put some stuff in front of the steel balls. It will actually be hounds to do that.
Get some fangs in front. He's basically recognized, like, you have to keep the hounds alive because there's additional crawlers coming in, and of course, lots of chaff being threatened here. You know, there's just going to be a lot of tempo here.
Yep, Sarah going to go for a quad chaff deploy. 1 hound, 2 fangs. I will have to see what that 4th deployment will look like.
It is kind of funny to block the sentry with a hound. It's like not the usual unit you'd think to do it with.
Yeah, I guess ideally maybe crawler. I think like there is maybe like a weird position where you could still put a missile because the ball will overtake the hound at some point.
Yeah, true. I guess that's why you would do crawler instead of fang.
Also, Agri, noteworthy, did not go for the additional deployment slot, rather valuing the heavy armor.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Certainly not like a crazy value on the saber, but not nothing either.
I think the saber probably will get sold at some point, and then he'll retrieve the item and put it on some giant.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so powerful to have long term.
Well, left side, that tower is at least leveled, because the units won't be alive for very long. Badgers will rapidly dispatch of the Fang and the Hound.
Ooh, the balls killing the heavy armor saber there. That's huge value. And there's huge pressure on the right as well. Still got 3 balls alive, 2 balls alive. Phoenix is heading for the tower. The Fortify on the left doing a great job. And it looks like we're going to get a round win here. Finally for Sarah.
Yep, looking good. Takes out the final Phoenix, and so no matter what happens here, will be a default win. Thanks to those air units.
Not quite have a hound level yet. So close.
Can the
Oh,
crawlers
man.
provide? Not quite.
You really want those levels. Hounds are so efficient, and they have a small amp core.
Round number 4. Improved factory intensive training. Just going to be the intensive training for both players.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's especially good with equipment, and like there's the heavy armor that we were talking about. We're going into scorpions now. There wasn't like a commitment on the balls, but they're still decent against hounds, and I think they're just like a good defensive unit in general.
Yeah, I don't mind them too much here. I would like to see the saber get sold though, and the item
Yeah,
maybe repositioned on top of a scorpion.
for sure. What did he sell? The badger. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't want to use a specialist, even with the 10 extra range.
I mean, it can be tricky to use Badger into Hounds when they have armor on the bar, and Sarah is
Oh,
running that tech.
yeah, good point.
And all the Arclights have gotten levels so far, so not too bad. Intensive will get used on the 4th Arclight.
Yeah, what was the intensive used for Sarah? Was it on the
The
Phoenix or I guess
Hound.
the left hound? Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it.
I mean, the ones that don't have the amp core can't one-shot crawlers, so it's a good thing to level those, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, here comes the scorpion shots. The one on the right gonna kill. Oh, just one ball. That sucks. The blue Phoenix is connecting on all the big stuff. Saber already down with the heavy armor. Scorp shooting crawlers. Certainly not great. We still have like 10 hounds left. 2 blue arclights though. 3. They're gonna go down pretty quickly here. Chaff's gonna run out though. Chaff clear. There's only 4 hounds now.
I mean, there's no anti-air left.
Down it goes. Yeah, the Fang's dead.
And Phoenixes are getting to a scary level right now. Level 3 Phoenix is available for Sarah. That's a lot of damage available.
Yeah, for sure. 3 rhinos here for Sarah. I wonder if they're gonna be used on like the flanks or.
Immediately goes for the armor tech. I mean, it's a very efficient way to gain 50% hit points.
Yeah, Sarah loves rhinos. I think they can definitely lock up the arclights, keep the hounds alive. That is a really important function of hounds. Is like they don't have the longest range, so you really want to keep them alive so that like when the crawlers stream in or the fangs eventually come in, you still have your hounds alive.
Yeah, and the rhinos honestly aren't too bad into scorpions either. As long as the scorpion isn't like super high level, they
Yeah,
can
they survive
definitely
2
do some work.
shots or 3 shots.
Double Wraith here for Agri, so he's very unhappy about his chaff clear. But that's can be risky without having the range available yet into those high level phoenixes.
It is kind of a weird spot to go Wraith because you already have the arclights and you already have Phoenix for your upshoot. So as you mentioned, like you're purely getting it for the chaff clear.
Yeah, I guess there's a potential concern here for loose formation at some point because
Mm,
Sarah does have that additional deployment slot, and we can see him building even more crawlers. Triple deploy
yeah,
of crawlers this turn.
that's a good point. And he's got high explosive on the Wraiths even, so yeah, that might be exactly why he's doing it.
Mustangs as well purchased for Angry.
Yeah. Well, he's good against Wasp now, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think he's just really afraid of loose formation.
Yeah, makes sense. Rhino's gonna get the tower eventually. The sentry did slow down a lot. The Wraiths have fallen at this point. Phoenix is shooting Phoenixes here for Sarah. Oh, the Rhino with like no HP gets the tower. And this is kind of a lot of damage through the oil round.
Yeah, that's looking real nice for Sarah right now. Like, having those leveled phoenixes on aggro just helps you out so much. Having that DPS available to get rid of the Wraith faster, the Saber, the Scorpions, it really
Exactly.
makes a massive difference.
It's so huge. And now he gets advanced power system and gets mechanical rage on the hounds. So his chaff clear is going to be zooming, and just in general, I think his aggro has really turned up the heat now.
He clicked temp speed immediately as well, last round 2, and
And
even loaning
loading?
here on round 6.
Whoa. That is such a. I guess it's round 6. It's kind of an acceptable point to do it at. Double intensive for Tom, by the way.
Yeah, you can loan 3 rounds, right, and still be even on resources. It only starts getting bad after that.
For sure, for sure. Doesn't mean you should always loan 3 rounds before the game ends, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Sarah, you feel like you can close it out in 2, right? If things go right, then you might be able to close this by the end of round 7.
Absolutely. Get the Mustang range here. Scorpion's range. Like, a lot of things have range here. We take degen, by the way, on Wraith. Very cool. That's going to slow down the advanced power system that just dropped. I mean, I'm sure Tom knows that was clicked, right?
You have
So
to
I
imagine so,
guess,
yeah.
yeah. So I like the way Tom's playing this. What concerns me is that, I mean, the dogs are online, right? And then there's 4 Phoenixes. One's level 3, one's level 2. I mean, this is just so much firepower. There's the Rhinos to deal with too. The Scorpion's not looking too hot. This is insane pressure.
Yeah, that level 2 Rhino causing big trouble. Will actually survive, make it to the tower, but I mean, Sarah might not even need the 7-second debuff because the right side, I think, was winning anyway.
That was crushing, man. The advanced power system there was huge. I mean, the degen just wasn't even enough. The Rhinos don't feel very answered to me. Really a lack of Phoenixes here for Tom. And these cards, I mean, Assault Scorpion's nice. Third Intensive would be pretty funny. I guess you could take the shield device. But no.
We'll go for that Assault Scorp. That at least will help a little bit in terms of the Scorpions shooting a bit faster, perhaps being able to help with the chaff clear, get rid of a few more hounds.
He's very low HP, right? Like, he's in Death's Door, so he has to worry about so many different cheeses here. He has to think, you know, what am I weak against? Can I just do a turn of full Scorpions? Does that leave me exposed to anything in particular?
I mean, Sarah could just go for like double Armored Wraith. There's only 1 Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the more deadly lines, I think. But, you know, I don't think these players are one to look for those cheese lines. Like, they'll do gut shots. Like, for example, they'll do like a War Factory. But usually they don't go for like the cheesy Wraith lines.
Yeah, because like if it doesn't work out, then you might be in a really bad spot afterwards.
For sure. Oh, this Phoenix
Well,
flank not going to work.
Yeah, heads up play from Sarah there. Adds another Phoenix on the left side to cover that.
Yeah, and how many more Scorps were added, considering we took the Assault? I don't think we even added 1.
None.
Yeah, so okay.
0.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Not looking good, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, Rhino also level 3 now. Got intensived again this round.
Yeah, he's such a monster over here. I mean, he's kind of falling fast. The Assault Scorpion is really, really nice here, but we can see one falling there in the mid. The other one getting chopped, by the way. Chop, 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 dead. Just 1 Scorpion left. Left side dying to like 6 birds and rhinos here. That's not looking good. Maybe the right side's looking okay, but here comes the debuff. And it's not looking good here.
Phoenix is still alive. I mean, the Mustangs are there, but 626 hit points. I don't think you're surviving that.
No, there's the classic Sarah emote as they win. Totally not BM at all.
Well, I've seen them send it when they lose as well.
Very rarely, though, in my opinion.
They just don't lose very often.
Yeah, touche. All right, that's Sarah going to the round of 4. Big congrats to them. That's their first time making it that far, and they're looking insane today. I mean, the people that they're beating, they're absolute top dogs. This is really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, nothing but respect. Very solid games, and yeah, showcasing why they made it all the way here, and even punching their ticket further.
Absolutely. They could win the whole thing. The dream is still alive, by the way. Like, if 201 wins again, man, that's insane. They'd have 3 wins in a row. Like, come on, we got to get 401, 301, you know, eventually another 501 victory. Maybe 101, you know, we haven't had them debut yet, but one day.
It would definitely be interesting for the storylines. Just, you know, it feels like all the regions versus 201 at this point.
I know.
Just have to relay the baton, and they're just sitting there like, nah, we're just this good.
Absolutely. So we'll be moving on to the learners bracket now. Those will all be best of 3s, and those games represent elimination potential. The losers of each best of 3 will be eliminated, and the final best of the 3 will result in our second player making it through.